Hi everyone. So welcome to this reading. I have my crystal ball off to the side, so I will be scrying throughout this message. If you're new to my channel, my readings are a little different, and if you're returning, welcome back. You know how we do. If it doesn't resonate with you, if you're forcing the story to fit or arguing with it in any way, just leave it behind for the people who it's meant for. So if you're interested in those two courses that I mentioned in yesterday's video, they are the Manifestation Core Concepts course and then the Energy Basics Energy Experience course. There's a couple seats left at the end of the month for those courses, so definitely check the link out in the description box below. If you're interested in channel memberships, that link is always in the description box. So let's go ahead. Okay, taking a step aside and allowing spirit to pass through me. Opening up to receive information. One card. Okay, so this is the energy that's currently taking place within the collective that I'm reading for. This energy is the hermit. There's a deep dive that's going inside, quite possibly even removing ourselves from our immediate surroundings. Now, there's an interesting thing about this hermit card, the coloring. In this particular card, the hermit card is wearing a red robe. And so there's this energy that's taking place for me as I'm looking at this, that we must be focused on some root concepts. So a business strategy, or our roots, our finances, our foundations, our home, our housing, our family, different things that relate to the root of our life, right? The things that we're rooted in our foundational principles. For some of you, this may be the things that you believe in terms of your own personal paradigm or your own worldview, whatever it is that constructs a foundation for you. Now, most of you, however, this is going to be something that provides some security, comfort, or protection inside of your life. There seems to be some sort of analysis of this, maybe even analyzing our own early beginnings, right? Our family connections, how our family dynamics may have affected us, what it is that makes us up, or our core concepts. So this is something that is going on right now for the collective that I'm reading for. Now, I am being shown some symbols inside the crystal ball that I'm going to announce, because I do feel that these are the symbols for people who should pay extra attention. You don't have to have these symbols for this reading to resonate for you, but if you do resonate with this reading and these symbols do mean something to you, then I would definitely pay extra attention. So the first symbol that they're showing me a door. It's a green door very specifically, but it maybe the color doesn't matter, I'm not sure, but I'm seeing a green door, and then I'm seeing it's parted just a little bit. There's a picture here of the ocean, and it feels a little bit like a picture of a family vacation. Okay, and then there's a ring that has a very thin cross on it. There are oddly placed wind chimes. They're wind chimes, but it's almost like they're not outside, they're not in a window, they're not necessarily where they're supposed to be. There's wind chimes. It almost feels like they're inside someplace, like in a corner or something. Oh, why are you whining? Okay, symbol, bottle of wine. A bottle of wine that's significant, not just you have a bottle of wine laying around. It's a significant bottle of wine. Okay. There's something about, you know those little mitts that don't have the fingers, little mitts. There's something about little mitts that are significant. And then a bear paw. I'm seeing like a bear paw standing out to me. And then there's a necklace that has, I can't tell if it's a tooth or if it's a claw, but it's personal. Whatever the tooth or claw is, it's personal. It's not like something you bought in a shop. Okay, so let's go ahead. Okay, so somebody is really understanding some, this is twofold. Somebody here is looking inside and they're really understanding that they've been behind much of the things that have taken place inside of their life, which is a good thing to understand, right? Other people here who this reading is for are starting to realize just how much they've been manipulated in some way. I want to say something. So when I was shuffling before I sat down for this reading, I kept getting the Wheel of Fortune. And one of the meanings of the Wheel of Fortune is the tables have turned. Just as I was talking about that internal realization of manipulation, I saw that Wheel of Fortune flash through my head again. I will be very surprised if it doesn't pop back up, honestly, the way that this energy is starting to feel. Some of you who have found that you've been very manipulated, you're going to find that the people who have done this to you, you're going to start hearing about how they've had similar things done to them recently. I don't usually say things like that. I like to stay away from the whole revenge energy. Not that there's necessarily anything wrong with it. I think everything has a place, but I like to keep it off this channel. I'm just focused on different things here. However, I do want to bring that forward since it does keep coming up. Now, okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, so definitely that's just clarifying that for me. There's some ways that people have manipulated us, and someone seems to be really looking at that right now and really coming to full terms and how much somebody has manipulated them. Now, some of you, especially if you're starting to realize how you're the one that's been behind a lot of areas of your life, and maybe you didn't realize it, you're starting to grasp just how much you've sabotaged yourself. These are both very good realizations, right? Because these are realizations that cause us to establish better boundaries for ourselves and healthy behaviors. So let's see. It's also an energy that allows us to really get clear on the things that we want inside of our life going forward. Okay, for many of you, this took place in close relationships, right? So your friends, your family, loved ones, people that you felt extremely connected to. Someone here may be going through that and really stuck in your head about this, right? There may be a little bit of obsession even taking place regarding this energy right now. Okay, somebody here is definitely dealing with feelings of abandonment or feelings of being alone or left out. Some of you who have realized how you may have self-sabotaged yourself, you may have recently had an ending within this area of your life, the friends, family, close relationships, and so you may be feeling left out or alone here. Some of you have left people behind, and the reason why you've left people behind after you've realized this is so that you can focus on your own happiness, the things that are actually meant for you and are designed to fit with you. So I think this is really good energy. Either way, we're coming to some very important conclusions. And these important conclusions, whether it's that wrong has been done to us or that we've self-sabotaged ourselves in some way, they are going to create a foundation that we can build on for the future, for a better future. So let's go ahead. Okay, why is this coming out? What is the importance here? Okay. So the importance in this is that somebody's really learning lessons about the self. This is the himself card. When we have this card, this is kind of considered a card of the shaman, right? This is somebody who's starting to understand various parts of themselves that maybe they didn't realize before. And I am going to take the bottom card here. You guys know I usually take the bottom card. This is the undressing of the salad. This is where we're taking things apart and we're analyzing different aspects of ourselves in order to understand ourselves fully. Someone here is stepping into a greater knowledge of who they are, what makes them work, what makes them tick. Areas where they've let things go, maybe they've not honored themselves and how they've not honored others. So I think this is really beautiful energy. Depending on what storyline you're in is going to depend what it is going to dictate what it is that you're exactly seeing about yourself. But when the himself card shows up, there is a profound growth and profound evolution that starts to take place, especially within that spirit and heart connection and the mind. It's first the spirit and then the heart, because we have to acknowledge some sort of humility, right? Which really opens up that ability to be able to process things that maybe we weren't able to process before because we were a little closed-minded to things. And then it opens up our heart, right? We start to have a little bit more empathy towards situations or more love towards the self. It just depends which storyline you're in. Once that takes place, we start to think differently, and that allows us to create a different reality going forward for ourselves, a different story. Okay. This is all, oh, why are you sketching at the window? You're not jumping up there. That's it's like 80 feet down there. This is a different, lady, come on. This is different perspectives. So this is all about a perspective shift, either a perspective shift in terms of how the world has enacted with you, especially if you were somebody that allowed people to gaslight you and maybe you always thought you were in the wrong and you dealt with a lot of guilt and shame and always thought it was your fault, right? This is where we start to understand that, hey, maybe it wasn't me. which sometimes it's not, right? And if you are somebody who's always pointing the finger at everything outside of yourself, you might start to realize that, oh, I actually sabotaged myself and kept myself here, right? So it just depends. It just depends what the storyline is, but there is a different perspective that's taking place. The situation's still the same, but our understanding of the situation is quite different. This is a card that came out in yesterday's reading. That reading will be linked at the end of this video. And so this card came out too, and this is gaining, this is allowing us to grow in our wisdom. So we're gaining wise to something, we're getting hip to something that's been taking place inside of our lives, and I think this is a really positive thing. Whoever this message is for, I do want to say that this does feel a little bit like an energy of, it's funny because I have certain feelings that I'll get, feeling states based on where in the energetic like rainbow I'm picking things up, the like consciousness rainbow. This feels a little bit like a collective of guides for me, that is just saying that yes, you are doing this work and we see you. Someone here is like feeling very alone in doing this work, and in order to be the person who's doing this work, you've had to step up into this sort of warrior energy, right? I almost see this as the sword of truth, and we're looking at very old structures, as you see. I think that's Petra behind her, looking at very old structures in order to understand what it is that's been keeping our lives in a certain state for so long. Someone here has reached a point where they were like, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm done with this. I have to figure out how to make my life better. And your guides kind of want you to know that that's exactly what you're doing. So this is just confirmation for somebody that you are doing the work, and you're definitely doing it right. You're definitely doing it right. We have Lemuria creating heaven on earth. It's happening. So I'm going to leave this here, whoever this message is for. I wish you the best of luck with this. Feel free to like this video, and until next time.